Hi, I'm Alan R. Welcome to Motor Matters, your favorite channel for everything motoring, specifically in South Africa. The newest, the latest, the greatest, and hopefully the best. And before I even talk about the car we've got here today, let's tell you about Change Cars. That's the new website that lists cars only from franchise dealers, so you can shop on Change Cars with total peace of mind. And once you've chosen the car you want, while you're on the website, click on the little button that says Discovery Insure, because they link to Discovery Insure as well, and you can get the best insurance quote too. But now let's talk. Of course, the massive Ford badge. You can't miss it. The massive presence of the latest generation Ford Everest. And it tells you very, very clearly across the bonnet, this is the Platinum. Now, Platinum is the spec level. But in South Africa, in the current new range that was launched late last year, it also tells you the engine. Because at the moment, there are only two models in the range, being the Sport and the Platinum, and they are powered, of course, by the two different engines. But just looking at how big and bold this face is, this is a large vehicle. Do not mistake it for anything other than a very, very large vehicle. You come round over here, let's have a quick, we're going to do this fairly quickly because we did cover everything, of course, in our test of the Sport version not long ago. But your wheels go up to 21 inch on this one. They're big. They are, of course, on-road biased, I'm going to say that to you. But you'll see in the video, we did a bit of dirt road in this vehicle. It was superb. Your articulation room over here, you can see the clearance on the wheel arch for articulation. It's allowing for off-roading. It's allowing you to take it off-road if that's what you want. But, well, we'll see who does and who doesn't. But there's the big difference with the Platinum at the moment, as I said. They may bring, I'm sure they will bring more models in later and swap engines between spec levels, etc., etc. But that V6 says to you, it's that V6 diesel, diesel turbo, 3 litres, 184 kilowatts, and 600 Newton meters of torque. It is superb. It gives you so much. We'll talk about it on the road just now. But let's just pop open the driver's door quickly, and I'll show you some of the features that separate the Platinum from the Sport, because besides the engine, you can see now you've got the quilted effect on the leather seats. You've got, of course, electric adjustment for the driver, and you've got that comfort, as they call it, the comfort seating facility, which means you jump in, you press the start button, and the seat moves forward, or alternatively, when you turn off, moves back to give you easier entry and egress and just more space between yourself and the steering wheel, for example, if you're a larger person. It's little features like that that do make a difference. Come across to the back over here quickly. I've shown you the space on the video of the 2 litre, so we're not going to worry about that. But what you get again on Platinum spec is, if you go right into the center console there, please, you'll see you get heated rear seats. You get fan control for the aircon system, so you do have the rear separate control for aircon, USBs, and a 230 volt socket over there as well for the rear seat. So you get all those kind of features, and just pop the camera up quickly. I'll show you more later, but you also get a massive panoramic roof, which you don't get on the 2 litre version, interestingly, I think. But these, I'm highlighting differences to you because I think that's what's important. Come round to the back of the car now. And again, just in case you need reminding that this is the Platinum version, right across the rear. I am not apologizing in this video for all the dust on the car, because as you'll see, we treated it to a bit of dirt road. So I'm showing you it can do it, will do it, and is happy to do it. And I haven't cleaned it since. You pop open the boot and you have the standard issue I'll always raise with 7-seater SUVs. With the rear seats in place, You certainly don't have luggage space for 7. That is absolutely for sure. But what you do get, and I think this is really nice, is you just press this button and goodbye, there goes the 3rd row seat. And even better is the fact that you press it again and the seat comes back up. Now this again is an extra you get, of course, on the higher spec platinum version. All the differences in the world, and push button, closed tailgate, which you get on both. So I'm highlighting differences, that's the most important. Don't forget, of course, it's 4-wheel drive, but it is selectable. We'll look at that inside the car just now as well. Okay, let's check it out on the road, let's check out the inside, and we can come to our conclusions. Not true by 4x4ing by any means whatsoever, and the camera is going to bounce around, so please don't complain about that. But just to show you on a really bad piece of dirt road that's obviously been washed away quite considerably and quite badly with a lot of rain recently, let's just see exactly what this Everest is capable of and how smooth and comfortable and easily it actually handles this piece of road. And I can tell you, I'm comfortable. I'm very smooth and comfortable. My passenger has said she is extremely comfortable as well. And that's the point of this, is when you're in a luxury off-roader like this, you expect that, don't you? But the thing is that the 4x4 system on here can handle it. I'm in 4 high, just for extra traction, and just because I've been taught that whenever you go onto any form of dirt road, you engage 4 high. It's just a better option, and it's just a push of a button anyway, so it's no big deal. So let's just use 4 high. Why not? I've got it, it's available. I may as well have it and just be safer. It's simple as that. Okay, so now we've kind of just finished that little piece of road. So now we'll go on to the what should be the better dirt road, the proper road, not the driveway as such that we were on a moment ago. And let's just have a look at exactly how it handles dirt, which makes up so much of our roads in South Africa, as we all know. And it doesn't matter what speed you're doing, it doesn't matter what gear you're in, it's just comfortable, it's smooth, and you've got, of course, a bit of the sand flying in the rear view mirror, if you can see it there, because that's part of driving on dirt, isn't it, that you want to see that. And I'm doing 70 k's an hour now on this piece of very smooth, very level, even dirt road, and it's an absolute breeze. Really, I know these will very, very seldom ever even be taken on dirt like I'm doing now. The absolute takeout of the platinum version is this engine. It is smooth, it's tractable, it's powerful. It just makes the car feel totally and utterly effortless. And in fact, I hate saying this, but it makes the 2-litre version seem almost underpowered. Not that it is, because that's still got 155 kilowatts and 500 newton meters. But this extra 30 kilowatts, 29, and 100 newton meters of torque just make this vehicle feel like it's got double the power. And not just that it's double the power, it is just so effortless. But the other thing about both versions is how unbelievably smooth and supple the ride is. About the closest I've experienced have to be the Prado, Toyota Prado, and I'm going to put it in the same category as the Jeep Grand Cherokee L that was launched recently as well, when it comes to just sheer, pleasant, nice, comfortable ride. It really, and when you think about the fact that it's a ladder-on frame SUV, it is unbelievable that they have achieved this ride comfort with it. It just is so smooth. That's the only word I want to use for it. Whether you're cruising on suburban roads like we are now, or on the freeway, or on dirt, it just makes no difference. Jumping inside, we're going to start off, of course, on the instrumentation. You know this instrumentation, you know it's totally configurable. You can switch and change everything you want, but the pertinent figure there is that one at the top. And that's my only complaint, my real negative with this vehicle. 12 litres per 100. Done 448, can I call it 450 kilometers so far. You'll see the 76 litre tank is telling me I've only got 112 k's left. Ouch. It's a bit heavier than some opposition, but when you think of the power, you can't actually complain about it. And you can't really criticize, but it is just something to keep in mind. It's certainly not an economy champion, I'm going to call it that. You've of course got your active cruise control. You've got every safety spec possible available to you. Again, I'm not going to tell you all of these things because you know all of them, but you've got of course memories on the seat as well for the driver's seat, and you've got all the controls. You've also got that fancy door handle inside the armrest over here that Ford have come out with for their new vehicles. So these are all really nice features as far as I'm concerned. You've got of course this massive screen, the tablet screen, which gives you everything. And what I'm really liking on this one, and I have to tell you I'm getting spoiled a bit I think, is Android Auto wireless, that you'll see it's connected my phone already to Android without being anywhere. You've got your inductive charging pad down there with USBs, and it's USB normal and USB-C. Now another thing is on, of course, this version, on the Platinum version, you get this nice little gear lever over here. Not so mad about the fact that there are no paddles on the steering wheel for a change, which I was quite surprised about, but you have the toggles on the driver's side of the gear lever if you want to go into manual mode. Then again, I don't know why you'd bother, but just in case you do. I mentioned just now that it is four-wheel drive, but it's not permanent four-wheel drive. You can see I've got it set in too high. This entire test has been, barring a little bit on the dirt road where we had it in 4 high, but I have not had a chance for 4 low or anything else. You've also got your terrain controls, etc., etc. You know how they work, so I'm not going to tell you where it's dirt, mud, sand, rock, whatever. You've got all of those. You've got a nice big center armrest, and there is a 12-volt inside there just to tell you about that, but I'm not going to worry too much with that. I mentioned earlier, of course, you've got your massive sun panoramic roof on this version, and what I do like is press the button, it opens. I mean, they all do. Press again and it opens all the way. It's little things like that that do add up. And you can of course open this front section if you want as well by doing that. There you go. Now if you like sunroofs, that's important to you. I was pointing out differences between, of course, the Platinum we mentioned to you just now. They certainly want you to remember the fact that this is the Platinum spec. But Ford, I can't blame you. I think they're pretty proud of the spec. Well, the biggest thing about this car has got to be this engine. It is sublime. It really is. I'll talk about that more while we're on the road. But the difference now is this one sells at 1.13 million rand. The sport version is 985. So you're talking, what, 125,000 rand difference. But on R1 million, it's not a massive percentage difference. What does it compare with? Ford, at the launch, said they'd like to compare it to the Toyota Prado. And I think it is a good competitor to the Prado. Toyota are about to launch a facelift on the Fortuner. Let's see where that fits now. But all I can tell you is if you are looking for an absolutely smooth, sublime family cruiser that can take 7 if you want, can take a dirt road, can go off-road, can do anything you want, you are crazy if you don't put this one on your shortlist. Simple as that. For Motor Matters and for Change Cars, I'm Alan R. I'll see you next time.